Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is really, really a messed up day. This is really a messed up day. Nelly gets arrested. It's really getting hot in here. What's up, all y'all? Yep. Nelly was arrested for rape. Rape. Second degree rape. Nelly is on tour right now. And during his tour out in D.C., it's in Washington, actually Richmond, Washington. He's on a tour doing shows. And before the show, on his tour bus, a woman says she was raped and attacked by Nelly on the tour bus. Right after the charges was made, Nelly was arrested for second degree rape. Oh, it's hot. It's getting real hot in there for Nelly. Oh, this is very recent. This just happened like a few hours ago. No, Nelly was second degree rape. Exactly. It's like, what's second degree? He must have done something like she told him to stop, or we got to get to the more gist of what second degree rape is in this situation. I know, you and me both. I'm just glad you got the notification. Same here, brother. I wouldn't say see Nelly doing that to a woman either. But the thing is, he's supposed to be in a relationship with Miss Jackson. Right? Isn't Nelly supposed to be in a relationship with Miss Jackson? Yeah, it was like this was supposed to be before the this was supposed to be before his performance. But it was around like 1:58 in the that she said it happened or something like that, but at 3 in the morning she reported it. This is why when you're an artist you have to be extremely careful about these situations. Because you don't want to ever be caught in a situation like this. Now remember, he got out of a felony drug charge in April of 2015 when the U.S. Customs Department searched his tour bus. He got a problem with tour buses. He need to stay off them tour buses. Okay, second degree rape is having sex with someone who can't consent. What do you mean by can't consent? This is fake news, Patricia? I wish it was. I don't ever want to see one another artist. This makes everything we do look bad. Oh, it's hot in there, all right. It's real hot in there. So Nelly had a tour he was doing. He's on a tour, and they're in Richmond, Washington, and he's got a girl on the tour bus, and I guess she doesn't consent to sex, and he wants sex, allegedly. So they have sex, and she reported rape at like 2 something in the morning, and then at 7 o'clock in the morning, they went and picked up Nelly. So he's been charged with second degree rape. Right. The state of Washington is entirely different. Now, what will come up is the U.S. Department of Justice raided Nelly in 2015 in his tour bus. And he was facing felony drug charges. And he skated with that one. Now, here's a whole nother issue with Nelly again. Now, nobody wants to have anything go wrong with Nelly, you know. Nelly's like one of the good guys, but I don't think you're going to see him on Fox again anytime soon. That's what I'm saying. If you're a rapper, get married, wait till you get home. They always say that. But here's the thing. We don't know if this is even true. We know how women are. That's what I'm saying. We ain't saying Nelly did it and just like, give it here. You gonna give it to me. We ain't saying that. Even though we ain't ruling it out either. We don't know. But what we do know is that this is a constant that happens with public figures. Not just rappers, but public figures. Well, the D Rose situation was some entirely stupid on his part, and the girl he was dealing with, that was just dumb. But it looks like he grew up from the situation. That's what I said. You don't want any of these people who are your thirsty fans. Anybody who's that fanatic, you don't want to be with them. It might not be a good idea. They don't want to believe in this is just for the night. They want it to be forever. You got to understand, this is a fan. They follow you forever. You give them that one magic moment in the light, no way. They don't want that to end. Remember, fan is short for fanatic. You gonna call me, right? I'll give you my number. I'm gonna call you. Yay! The next thing you know, you don't call. He raped me and he hurt my heart. You got to find a narrative in which you can exist. And some people, they've actually went all the way. There have been other charges that you have never heard of that we in the industry or people in the know have heard of. And we're surprised that these people weren't in jail. There's an artist that was like a serial rapist. Like he would actually get women and take it. But the type of women he was choosing, nobody was going to believe them. But now it don't matter because that artist ain't popping no more. You know, he's pretty much out the game. But I think that was one of the reasons why. You know, it just got too much to where people knew about it. And they're like, look, dude, you got to go. So I think Nelly right now is learning a lesson, a very valuable lesson in the process. Watch who you dealing with. And why in the world would you need to be around this woman? This just lets you know, don't believe television. Don't believe television shows. Now, he's supposed to be in a relationship with Miss Jackson since 2014, the girl he met when he was with Floyd. Well, she was with Floyd or whatever. And now Nelly got her. Now, they on-screen relationship is all seem like it's fake because he out here messing around with girls on a tour bus. He gonna wish this was all in his head because this is the second time, and I don't know how he gonna get out of this one. As he was in Richmond, Washington, his tour bus was on there, had some girl allegedly on there. They allegedly had sex. And she allegedly wasn't with it. And after the situation went down, she went to authorities and reported Nelly at like 3 in the morning. 4 hours later, they came and arrested Nelly and charged him with second-degree rape. Did he beat the first case? No, they got a settlement out of this first case in which he got the raid. He's not beating this case. Nelly was winning in a lot of situations, but his career took a spiral turn downwards when reports of him doing syrup, doing lean, popping mollies, doing things that are out of his character, but not out of the character of people from where he's from. Yeah, this is a real dilemma. Who says he won't beat the case? See, you got to understand, I never said he wouldn't beat the case or win the case, or is it true or is it fake? Or is she lying? The thing is, don't put yourself in this situation. You there to do a job. This happened this morning. And rest in peace to my Aunt Addie Mae, who passed away today. I think Aunt Addie was in her 80s. from Eufaula, Alabama. Rest in peace, Aunt Addie. Well, this goes to the actual don't be involved with the. This goes to the women too. Stop getting in these situations with artists and going on a bus. What you think was gonna happen and you on Nelly's tour bus and you just met Nelly? You think he wants you to be his main girl? That's why you on the bus? Well, Troy, yeah, he should be, but he's black, so he knows it's the other way around. But here's the thing. Nelly is there for a job. He's on a tour in Richmond, Washington on his tour bus. He got some girl on the tour bus, and he wants to have sex with her, and he forcibly had sex with her, allegedly. This is what happened. And she did not consent. So she goes to the authorities. And she charged Nelly and filed a complaint that the rapper Nelly raped her on a tour bus. The authorities, 4 hours later, catch up with Nelly and arrest him and charge him with second-degree rape. Thank you all for your condolences for my auntie. I appreciate it. But here's the thing. Nelly, you have a job to do. You supposed to be with Miss Jackson. Can't you wait till you get home to hit Miss Jackson? That's what I'm saying. Why can't you wait to get home to hit Miss Jackson? Wait till you get home. You out there on work. You getting ready to go on stage. And for these ladies, if you don't want to be in a situation where you could be raped, don't put yourself in rape type situations. Stop jumping on a tour bus of a rapper when it's just you by yourself with all these other people on the bus. Why are you there? Don't put yourself in a situation like that. If you're a woman, if you're a lady, you say, no, you're going to meet me at a restaurant or a hotel. Have some dignity. You being on a tour bus at 3, 4 in the morning and you the only chick on there without your friends. Ladies don't travel like that. Ladies travel with their homegirls. Especially if they don't know you. Now, you go off with a rapper at 2 o'clock in the morning and going in his hotel room talking about I was just trying to get to know him better. No, I'm sorry. That don't work. And that's how you get charged with rape and all this other stuff. They make up all kind of charges. And then that's just money going to who? The lawyer man. That's why they like rappers. Rappers gonna keep the lawyers. They pocketbooks are gonna be nice and fat, putting their kids through college off your stupidity. My lawyer got tired of me. My lawyer said, man, you the coolest person I know, but I don't like you. Because I'm like, why? Because you don't give me no cases. You don't do nothing. I make a living off cases. He's like, when I first met you and you had that case and you had that long gold chain on, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to see this guy in my office a lot. He's like, then I met you and it's like, man, I'm worried. I'm not going to see this guy a lot. And he ain't seen me since 96. And as far as a case, so only thing he can tell me is, hey, you need somebody who need a lawyer, let me know. So this is what I can't understand. Nelly, this is your job. Like, you got a job to do, brother. They are paying you to do a job. You out there got to do a show on tour, and you out there in Washington. And you get up there in Washington. You got a show to do. In Richmond, Washington, on the tour bus, you decide, I want to have sex right now. I'm about to have sex right now, dirty. Allegedly. And she's like, no, I don't want to have sex right now. Oh, no, I need to have it before I get on stage. Ooh, finna get hot as Crisco. So now, he get in there, and he grabbing her, and she's like, no, I don't want to. Girl, my junk getting big. It's getting hot in there. So, with all of this going on, she allegedly said she was raped. And they went and grabbed Nelly at 7 in the morning, charged him with second-degree rape. Not first degree, second degree. And I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between first degree and second degree rape. I don't think he should have stayed with Ashanti. If somebody is doing this and getting caught up in all this stuff, there was a lot of things about Nelly that we knew that we actually didn't say about Nelly. Floyd tried to allude to it because we already knew what was going on in the case with Nelly and Ashanti. Nelly was going off them mollies and started doing syrup, and he was doing those, roids allegedly. And he was gone off to that. And he blew a lot of his money with bad investment. So Ashanti was taking care of him a lot of times. And we knew that from the jump. But Floyd didn't want to destroy this man. Floyd was like, I could really destroy Nelly if I wanted to, but I would look like a hater doing it. But we knew all of these things back in the day. That's because Ashanti and Floyd were cool. Now, he's supposed to be with Miss Jackson. Now, how did this make her look? I told y'all that was a fake relationship. It was just a business thing in the beginning. That he wasn't really with her like that. No, they engaged. They finna get married. They never going down no aisle. That's all the show. Ashanti was sleeping with Irv Gotti to get on. That's how she got on. Irv Gotti was sleeping with every chick that was working for him. So it wasn't no problem when Nelly got with her. He just learned of the situation that was going on before he got there. So it wasn't like, okay, no, John and Shantae didn't. Because Irv wouldn't let it happen. You see, that was the thing. John wasn't nailing them like that. He wasn't hitting those chicks. The only chick that they shared was Superhead. Because she was there for that purpose. She was not an artist. She was that. But if she was an artist, the only people that was screwing with her was her. $50 didn't end Ja Rule. Eminem finished Ja Rule. $50 got the credit for it. There you go, Kahari. Well, I'm tell you the truth, I'm surprised. I never thought Nelly would be back in this situation or something like this again. You know, this could happen to anybody. And that's why I try to tell people, be careful. Artists, look, if it's 3 in the morning, nothing good gonna happen at 3 in the morning. If she ain't consenting to come to my room to have sex, you're going home. I will have her on audio consenting to have sex. Like, you are consenting to have sex right now, right? Yeah, okay. Click. All right, I got it recorded. Now we can continue. I'm serious. Dude, you got your whole career on the line. No one say you gotta you gotta once she say yeah on that tape, that's it. If you Nelly, this is ridiculous. Now you supposed to be getting ready to marry Miss Jackson, which I told you is all a farce. But in Richmond, Washington, Nelly is supposed to be doing a job. He's going to perform on stage. But on his tour bus, he decides he wants to go ahead and have sex. So allegedly, the girl said, she said no. She did not consent to any sex. Nelly wanted sex anyway and forcibly had sex with this woman. So at 3 in the morning, this woman goes to the police department and filed rape charges on Nelly. Nelly is arrested at like 6, 7 in the morning and charged with second-degree rape. Now, you supposed to be getting married to Miss Jackson, who you got from Floyd Mayweather, but now you facing the slammer. In 2015, he was arrested. His tour bus was pulled over by the U.S. Department of Justice and searched, and he was facing felony drug charges. And he beat that case. He escaped and beat that charge. Do you really believe that won't play a factor in this. You think they've forgotten 2015 that fast? This is what I told you. That whole Miss Jackson thing was a farce. Somebody said, are you paying attention to the screen? Yes, I'm paying attention to the screen as I'm talking. Miss Jackson, Floyd Mayweather's ex. Now she's going to leave Nelly in a big television thing talking about how this ruined their career, ruined her image. She'll have that lady out there again, and that's it. My thing is, you couldn't wait to get home to Miss Jackson? And to these women, what are you doing getting on these buses with these artists at this time of night? And you're by yourself. What do you think? Y'all just there? You getting to know him better? That's retarded. We're not here to say guilt or innocence on either side. What we're talking about is it should have been avoided on both sides. Yeah, Nelly gonna do the Sorry Miss Jackson remix. Sorry Miss Jackson, I'm for real. Ooh, she had them thighs. I knew the deal. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo! That's for real. But she had them thighs. You know the deal. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Featuring Meek Mill. Oh, no. I mean, all of this is alleged. Everybody says she's lying. But if you... Okay, let's say she's lying. Let's do it that way. Let's say she's lying. Okay? This is hypothetical. Let's say she's lying. Why, as an artist, you're a public figure, would you put yourself in a situation where you know this is a common thing that just happened? Mystical just got charged for rape. You know this happening to artists all the time. Only people you're making rich is the lawyers. Now you went out there to make some money. Now you're paying money. And if you got any drugs in your system at the time, guess what? Now they got motive. He was gone off drugs. He was high. Sometimes high authority figures send these women, promiscuous women in there to get them off charges. They target them to go after rappers. Plant drugs on them, do all kind of things. You should know this going into it. You should be smarter than this, Nelly. So let's say she is lying. You should have been smarter. We all had to download Nelly's song again. It's getting hot in here to help him out with his taxes. Y'all remember that? And I downloaded your song to help you out with your taxes. I said, let's help Nelly, because he's a good brother. His sister died, and he took care of his his niece, and was an uncle and raised her. And here in Chicago, if he out here in Chicago, I said, let me support and help Nelly out. And don't try to destroy this brother. He's a good brother doing a good thing. Now, we gotta download your song to pay your lawyers for a case like this. It's disappointing. Non-disclosure agreement. Well, the thing is when you're an artist, you have to be careful. These women got to be screened before they come in there. I have my security screen these women before they come in there. Like I said, they gonna be on tape saying, I consent. And for the women, it's a two-way street. Okay, let's say, let's say she was lying. Okay, let's say she was telling the truth. Now let's do that hypothetical. Let's say she was telling the truth and he did this. If you're a woman, why are you going alone on a tour bus full of dudes? Just because you like the artist and got a crush on the artist, you gonna abandon your own principles or a principle as a woman to not go with men that you barely know, period, on a tour bus or anything like this of this nature, knowing you've heard before of women who have been sexually assaulted or claimed sexual assault in these situations. Why are you there? To get to know him better? I thought we were going to get to know each other better. It was 3 a.m. I went to his hotel room so we could be alone and talk. No. No. Don't put yourself in a high rape situation. Everybody's like, you're blaming the woman. No, I'm blaming her for lack of judgment, of protecting yourself. The same way that they would blame a man, like, why would you go walking down that dark alley by yourself? Stay on the main street with the lights. Well, the alley was a shortcut, so I went down the alley and I got robbed. You would blame the person for going down that dark alley instead of staying on the main street with the lights. Same thing. Stay on the main street with the lights, lady. No one's saying that you should have been raped. If this was true, this lessens your chances of being in situations like that. Ladies don't conduct themselves that way. Ladies are not going to be anywhere without their girlfriends in that situation. And if he really respected you or something like that, he would meet you in a public setting. He'd be like, no, you gotta meet me in a public setting. We going to the restaurant or something. You're not just gonna treat me like some random groupie on the back of a bus. A dirty tour bus shared by everybody. You finna just throw me in there like a sack of luggage or a jacket. No. But it's all about how you conduct yourself. So on both sides of the fence, this thing was totally avoidable. See, this is the way you keep lawyers out of their pockets. Do you know what helped cause the peace treaty in LA with the Bloods and Crips? the police officers bragging about how they were putting their kids through college with all of this and all the overtime they was getting for all the crimes. They're at a crime scene and they're laughing while they're standing over dead bodies, and they're like, I don't want this to stop. They can keep this drug war going because it's I got 60 hours this week. I'm getting all this overtime. You guys are paying my girl's college tuition. They were laughing because they were actually keeping them employed by keep killing people over drugs, Bloods and Crips going back and forth. So they realized, they was like, we got to sit down. We got to talk because there's a bigger problem going on out here than just us. There's a whole nother game that's winning. And when they called a truce, the police didn't like that at all. And they said, we called a truce. Now you do what you said you're supposed to do and serve and protect the people. You come to the table and sit down and talk with all the things you said you was going to do. And they never came to the table. What they did was break the truce. Have undercover cops dress up as gang members and go and do crimes. Yeah, Juan Thomas, but will they talk about it right? Or will they just watch my video and piggyback off me? I think the latter is going to happen. Well, I just pray the whole thing ain't true and they beat the case or whatever and he learns his lesson. You know, that's the only thing I could pray, that it's not true. Well, it is a collapse. But tell me, when Eminem was going through his whole drug rehab and everything he was doing, was he on TMZ? Was he on all these networks? You ain't see nothing about Eminem's struggle until Eminem decided to come out and talk about it. But if any one of these rappers is on drugs, you're going to hear everything about it. Oh, you know that. Carrie Champion and Jamel Hill, they just had an orgasm. They had a simultaneous Nelly rape. Oh! That's it. They can't wait for this. A black man charged with rape who's a public figure? Oh my goodness. You know they going ham. Yeah, Nelly, that's what I said. You ain't gonna see him on Undisputed for a minute. Well, he better keep his head up, you know. He did that movie when he was in prison playing football, running barefooted. I just hope he's innocent. But my thing is, why you didn't stay with Miss Jackson? You rather go out to Richmond, Washington. You supposed to be doing a show. They're paying you to do a show. And then you want to go and get some sex right after the show Take Miss Jackson with you. I'm quite sure she ain't doing nothing. Take her with you. Snatch Miss Jackson up, take her with you, put her on the stage or the show or whatever you doing, and there you go. Ain't no problems there. Talking about Miss Plastic. Whatever you want to call it today. It told you it's just the scenarios. Stop putting yourself in these situations. If you're ladies, act like such. Act like such. Be women, be ladies. Conduct yourself as a lady, and these situations don't happen to you. If you conduct yourself as a lady who don't have morals, or you're not looking out for yourself, you're put in these scenarios that are very unsafe. Stop chasing tour buses. You know, see, that's the major problem here that people don't understand. No, I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm just saying do your part in making it avoidable. You see, that's what a feminist love to say. You're blaming the woman? I'm blaming her for her part. If it's true, don't put yourself in a situation. Just like if somebody walking down a public street, they want to take a shortcut down a dark alley. Why don't go down the dark alley. Just take the long way home. Because if it was the other way around, let's say if it was the man and the man got raped, what would you say? You'll be blaming him. Why was you stupid? You stupid. You should have known better. Why would you do that? Nobody ever says, well, why are you blaming the man? Are you blaming the man? So for her part, yes. Do not jump on a tour bus by yourself if you're a female late at night with a rapper. What do you think is going on a tour bus late at night? I am blaming him. All I've been doing is blaming him too for his part. I'm like, why don't you bring Miss Jackson with you? That's supposed to be your fiance. If you need sex that much, bring Miss Jackson. Why do you need her on the tour bus? Does she work for the tour crew? She just happened to be on the bus? Because it sounded like right now, it ain't like Miss Jackson's busy doing anything. Nelly was on somebody else's tour. I mean, he's out there working though. I'm like, you're out there working, do your job. That's what I say. This happened to certain people. If I was an artist, I'm on a tour, this would never happen to me. Never. I'm too cautious. I'm too screening everybody. Ain't nobody coming in here. Nobody bringing drugs. That stuff would never happen. I wouldn't want 1,000 people in the room with me. Everybody getting arrested. Somebody done planted something. No. I'm always not paranoid, just safe. I'm very aware of these situations. My thing is to keep my money in my account and not in my lawyer's account. That's it. You better believe it. I'll be like, do you consent to sex? Yes. Thank you. I do too. Click. All right, we can start. I have it right there. As soon as she said, I was raped, I got it right here, Your Honor, officer. Here it is. Date and time. Play it back. You consent to set? Yes, I do. Click. There we go. It's got the see the time, the date, everything. This just happened. Now, I ain't videotaping it. And then it become a whole thing of a whole new charge. All I need is the audio. That's it. I'm good to go. Yeah, I got you on tape. Got you on audio. But the problem is all these artists, they heavily charged up on doing stuff they see on porn flicks and all this other craziness. They want their homeboys to hit it and holding her down, doing all kind of stupid stuff that women are not accustomed to doing or don't want no parts of. So you see a situation in which they're not down with it. All that savage behavior comes back to you. Full fold. You talking about Miss Jackson? She's Mexican? She's part Mexican? She's Mexican, Indian, black. She's a lot of different things. Oh, you saying the victim is a Mexican? Well, maybe he was confused and thought she was Miss Jackson or something. I don't know. He probably was going on some lean. But Nelly was charged and booked with second-degree rape. Second-degree rape sounds a lot like first-degree rape. Having sex without consent. And I'm like, having sex without consent? That sounds like rape to me. Now, why couldn't you just wait for Miss Jackson? Or take her with you? You took her to the zoo or to the park. Well, you couldn't take her on the tour bus. Well, Nelly ain't young. What you mean she look old? Nelly ain't young. He ain't no spring chicken. Nelly almost 40. Well, shoot, he 42. There you go. The 40-40 Club. Woo! This look like a bad lineup, don't it? Who would think, out of this whole crew, the person who would be the better off of the situation is Jeezy? Man, don't involve me in that. Don't involve your boy Snow. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just took a picture with them cats. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah. Yeah. No, Usher gonna be, hey, I got my own problems right now. Yeah, my problems are wow. They're really tasty right now. I tell you, there's some tasty problems I got. And then Tip, man, only thing I ever did was I left my baby mama, who my wife, and I decided that being married for me at that time was not particular the best thing for me. I felt that I needed, in my professional opinion, I needed to be with someone else who could stimulate me in a proper setting. Well, I don't know. I just don't agree with people having problems with me that I ain't never did nothing. It's like they giving all these haters all these gas, and I ain't did nothing. And Nelly, no comment. No comment, Dirty. Wow. I would love to hear this song. This song would be a hit, wouldn't it? That's about 69 felonies in this picture. And who would ever imagine the Dirty Boys? Nelly performing Burn. Jeezy be, where y'all got me here? I'm a preacher. Well, not no more, but I was. All I did was I had some sex. A lot of it. No comment, Dirty. Oh, man. This is crazy. The Tasty Killers. There they go. The Tasty Killers. Well, Nelly was arrested for second-degree rape on a tour bus. For those who just got here. Well, I keep getting intervened with. Well, you got to do better. If you don't do better, then this happens to you. You would just like to see, as artists, like to see them do better. You don't want that to be the scenario. Time and time again. How many times have we seen that scenario? If she's lying, she should face jail time. See, that's the main problem that we've been talking about for years. What happens when these women lie? They go home. You know, it's like, wait a minute, nah, you should be facing some jail time too. That would put more people, they'd be a little bit more cautious about filing charges that are false. But you're going to have a lot of these narratives as long as there's no repercussions for your actions. Just like a child would do. If you don't punish a child for doing something, they're going to keep doing it. If all you're going to do is talk, it don't take a child very long to figure out nothing's going to happen to me. So I can keep doing what I'm doing. But if there's repercussions for that, like I'm going to get towed up by that switch or whatever's in my mama's hand at that time, I might have to mind. Because if I don't mind, I'm going to be out my mind. So if there's no repercussions for somebody doing things that are fake, then what do you think you're going to do? So you got to protect yourself and quit putting yourself in these predicaments. You keep putting yourself in dangerous predicaments. Like he put himself in a dangerous predicament and she put herself in a dangerous predicament because she shouldn't have been on that tour bus with Nelly, period. No fan should be on a tour bus at night by themselves on a tour bus with an artist. You know, that's why I've never understood that. Fan is short for fanatic. Okay? When people say there's a search difference as a fan and a fanatic, no, they're the same thing. Fan is just short for fanatic. You should not be running behind a tour bus. None of that craziness. You see, that's the problem I had before. Sorry about that. That's the problem I had before. When I was talking with, I was like, who were we talking to? I forgot. But that was the problem I had. People like, check your Twitter. Like, check my Twitter? What's going on Twitter that I need to check out? I said check your Twitter. Well, it's second degree rape. And we don't know he hasn't been charged yet. He hasn't been sentenced yet. There hasn't been a case or file or how they're going to handle this situation. So let me go ahead and see if there's any new developments. Three weeks ago, Nelly brought a kid on stage. So he sung to a little girl on stage. I don't think that's a pedo case. You know, everybody, wow, someone else is sending me. But this is like, no, but in defense of Nelly, See, there's nothing wrong with this, but people will paint that as a bad symbol. They'll try to paint him in a bad light for that and make a case out of it now because of what's going on. That's not the girl in the case. That's him singing that country song, It's All in My Head, the song that predominantly ended his career as an artist. But that's another story altogether. And the thing is, it's not a bad song. That song isn't bad. What's bad is just that it's not your target audience. You can't go from Dilemma to singing with Tim McGraw. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. And people was like, Nelly sold out. Pew! So now your people that you trying to go for a new audience, you just lost your old audience. They were paying your bills. Dilemma, Hot in Here, they were paying your bills. You went out to the other audience that ain't gonna pay your bills. All you had to do was keep doing what you was doing. Don't go try to go make songs for them. Don't try to go pop. You were doing your little country thing, your country groove. You should have milked that to the end. And then that's how Chingy came along and started doing it. And everybody else got some of your money when you went crazy. Then by the time you tried to, no, I'm coming back. Drop down and get your eagle on. Drop down and get your eagle on. Drop down and get your eagle on. By the time you doing all that, it's too late. It was too late. Supposedly they're engaged. He's engaged to Miss Jackson. Now, I don't blame him for any of that stuff he did. That's because I told you a long time ago that it was fake. Okay? We've known throughout the years, and that's why Floyd kind of alluded to it a little bit, but he was like, I could really do Nelly in right now, but I'm not going to do it. He could have really damaged Nelly and took Nelly out the game because he knew right away what others didn't know. Nelly had a lot of financial problems. He had a lot of different things with the roids. Thought he was LL Cool J. So, and he found out he wasn't. Then he got hooked on other drugs and other things and addictions. And, you know, he had went broke. And the fact that Ashanti was taking care of him at one point. Like, she was actually giving him money. And everybody thought, like, he was taking care of Ashanti. Somebody tell him I need to check on Nelly and see what's wrong with him. Like, we're not doing this live right now. In 2015, Nelly just dodged a bullet. He was pulled over by the U.S. Justice Department for felony drug possession. He dodged a bullet there. Now, this happens. Remember what happened to a lot of people. Yeah, did that show with Kevin Hart still come on with the Unfaithful Husbands or something like that? The Unfaithful Husbands of Hollywood or something? Oh, he got canceled. They might have needed to bring that show back. That was keeping them from cheating. Keep this show around. It's keeping us from cheating. Now he on tour buses allegedly. You know, and I'm like, it's late at night. What was she? It's like, what was she thought was finna go in there? He came in there, taking his shirt off. Oh, it's getting hot as Crisco. It's getting hot in here. Woo! Oh, God. Oh, girl, my junk getting big. It's getting hot as in to take off all these clothes. I am getting so hot, but I don't want to take my clothes off. Oh, I feel like busting loose. I'm bad. Let me stop making a joke of that. Let me stop. Let me stop. I told you he gonna do the Sorry Miss Jackson remix though. Sorry Miss Jackson, woo! And for real. I'm sorry Miss Jackson, her thighs was for real. Ooh! Oh! Come on! The Sorry Miss Jackson remix. Oh, what happened was next Nelly gonna say we had consensual sex on my tour bus right before I went on that show. But see, right, I'm just poking fun at the situation, but it's a bad situation that they put them, both adults put themselves in this situation that should never have been. I don't know if Skip and them talk about this Monday. They got a lot to talk about on Monday. And what they gonna talk about is basically sports. I know, Shannon talked about Miles and Yak for 5 straight days. Cause you know, Skip, I be out there Miles and that Yak, Skip. Them Black and Miles. You know they got the grape kind too. I like grape, my favorite. I'm telling you, Skip, man, let me celebrate. Connie Hawkins died. Oh man, that's messed up. Every time the show come on Undisputed, you know I watch every episode of Undisputed. I have never missed an episode of Undisputed. Ever. But it's about that Miles and that Yak. Let me celebrate. You know, you enjoy me over here. Y'all some haters. You know I'm gone off that hen dog. When the clock hit 10 and 10, 10, Oh, Shan gonna be gone off the hen. And I swear, and the funny thing about it, what makes it even more hilarious, the people like Joy and me and everybody else, we all know Shannon don't smoke, Shannon don't drink. Period. Don't smoke, don't drink. I do need some tea. Somebody gonna be, give him some milk. Give him some milk. He needs some milk. Oh man, they wore that out. They wore that meme out. Wait a minute, I think I got a date today. I gotta find out. Today's Saturday. And I think I had a date today. Because I made a mistake one time. I was going live and was chatting with everybody. I forgot I had a lunch date and blew her completely off. She didn't text me or nothing. She just like text me when it was over. And uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. Okay. She ain't gonna let me celebrate. All right, let me go.